America's least visited national parks are often quieter, not because they're less beautiful or interesting, but because they're difficult to get to. In today's video, we will be sharing 10 of the best national parks to visit in USA. But before continuing further, kindly hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon for more interesting updates from us. Let's continue with our video. Number 10. Joshua Tree National Park. Joshua Tree is so ubiquitous as a Coachella-related destination, it's easy to forget that it's more than just one big Instagram thirst trap. Long known as a weekend getaway for college kids from LA and celebrities with second homes in Palm Springs, Joshua Tree seems to become more and more beloved every year, as evidenced by its 3.1 million visitors in 2021, many of whom flock to the impressive rock faces for climbing or hit the trails to hike amongst the park's namesake twisted trees. The dry, arid desert is also home to 501 archaeological sites, a quirky town of the same name, and camping among the rugged geological features, to say nothing of the stargazing, is something everyone should do at least once in their life. Number 9. Indiana Dunes National Park. When Indiana Dunes was upgraded from a national lakeshore to a national park in 2019, some folks scoffed. How could a beach bookended by power plants with the Chicago skyline looming in the distance be in the same category as Yellowstone? But consider that this sleeper hit, the most popular park in the country, with 3.2 million visitors, boasts more biodiversity than not only Yellowstone, but almost all other national parks. Within Indiana Dunes' 25 miles, you'll discover a stunning array of terrains, from surprisingly steep dune hikes and pristine Lake Michigan shorefront to prairies, swamps, and marshy wetlands that look more Louisiana than Indiana. More than 350 avian species have been spotted here. Number 8. Zion National Park. Zion's visitation numbers have ballooned in recent years. In 2021, it clocked in as the most visited national park with 5 million visitors. That being said, you might be wondering why such a fan-favorite park is ranked so early on this list. Nothing against the all-consuming majesty of this place. The park is so otherworldly that it was modestly renamed after the City of God. It's just that Utah's most popular park can be frustratingly crowded, fairly inaccessible, and relatively limited in terms of activities. Still, backcountry hikers and climbers come here for the subway, a 9+ mile hike that can involve rappelling. The slot canyons here, set off by rust-red rocks and waterfalls, don't miss Weeping Rock, are undeniably iconic, and Angel's Landing is one of the most universally recognized hikes in the US. Really, the key to enjoying Zion is to find moments when the crowds have thinned. Whether that means visiting during winter or simply checking out the park's lesser-known hikes. Number 7. Cuyahoga Valley National Park. It's no Coachella Valley, but Ohio's Cuyahoga Valley is certainly skyrocketing in popularity these days, with 2.6 million tourists visiting last year. That's a lot of people chasing waterfalls. There's some very pretty nature here, despite part of the park being a former Superfund site. Caves, forests, interesting rock formations, and waterfalls abound, as do hiking, biking, and horseback riding trails, and chances to canoe and kayak on the Cuyahoga River. You'll definitely want to enjoy a ride on the Cuyahoga Valley Scenic Railroad, an old-fashioned train that roves through the heart of the park on themed excursions like wine-tasting rides and murder mystery dinners. Plus, entrance is free, which might explain at least part of the visitation uptick. Number 6. Mount Rainier National Park. The glaciers of Rainier create an iconic backdrop for the Seattle skyline, an epic photobomb that easily steals the show from the Space Needle. The hiking options on this 14,410-foot peak are so challenging and diverse that aspiring Everest climbers use them for training. But don't worry, you don't need to be half mountain goat to trek across lava fields overgrown with a million shades of green, roam past waterfalls and glaciers, and, in the summertime, wander fields of truly spectacular wildflowers. You can also enjoy the sights from the comfort of your car with a drive up to the 6,400-foot Sunrise Point. Number 5. Grand Teton National Park. When you practically share a border with Yellowstone, you're bound to get overshadowed a bit. But if Yellowstone is the Beyoncé of national parks, Grand Teton is at least the Kelly Rowland. Sure, It might not have the distinctive hydrothermal features of Wyoming's Star Park, but its scenic elements, mountains, waterfalls, lakes, fall foliage, glaciers are every bit as enthralling, not to mention way less crowded. You can catch a boat ride across Jenny Lake to Hidden Falls or hike around the lake. It's flat, easy, and gorgeous. For a more immersive trek, take a raft tour of the meandering Snake River, where whitewater rapids and cutthroat trout fishing are popular. Plus, the park benefits from its proximity to the bucolic Jackson Hole, where skiing and top-notch restaurants abound. Number 4. Bryce Canyon National Park. Utah continues to brag with Bryce Canyon, the 15th most visited national park in the U.S. with 2.1 million visitors in 2021. Routinely cited as one of the most beautiful places in America, this park contains a massive collection of natural amphitheaters, as well as spire-shaped tent rocks, which are some of the most distinctive geological features you'll ever see in your life. Orange-tinted and whimsical, they resemble skyscraping creamsicles when draped in snow. Speaking of which, Bryce Canyon hosts an annual 4-day astronomy festival because the stargazing is incredible here, especially in winter. Other top views include those from Sunrise Point and Sunset Point, which, as you may have guessed, are best visited at sunrise and sunset. Number 3. Glacier National Park. The Montana Mecca that is Glacier National Park is impossibly scenic, but as you've probably heard, climate change is happening, and the park's namesake glaciers are melting faster than an ice cream cone on a hot sidewalk. For the time being, though, there are still 25 active and beautiful glaciers in the park, which stretches beyond the U.S. border and into Canada. Make sure you take a quintessential drive up going to the Sun Road. Glacier jumped from 1.7 million people in 2020 to 3.1 million in 2021, boosting it to the top 10 visited parks in the U.S., so give it a try. Number 2. Arkansas. When most people think of national parks, geysers, canyons, and bison are probably top of mind. That's part of what makes Hot Springs National Park, a largely urban park in the Ouachita Mountains of western Arkansas, such a unique cornerstone of the National Park Service. A far cry from preconceived national park notions, you won't find any intimidating wildlife or skyscraping trees here. Rather, Hot Springs preserves other important facets of American history, both natural and man-made. Number 1. Acadia National Park. Acadia is open year-round, but the ideal time to go is spring and fall, the shoulder seasons when crowds are manageable and temperatures are favorable for outdoor activities. Park Loop Road, the park's main thoroughfare to many of its attractions, opens in mid-April, so plan around then through the 5 weeks after. If you really want to ditch the crowds, it's best to avoid Memorial Day through Labor Day, when school vacations prompt the caravans of family-filled SUVs. We hope that you have enjoyed our video. Kindly give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon, so you never miss any update from us. Thanks for watching the video.